Okay. Who remembers where we are and what we are doing? Joseph?
We're
ADHD is in full effect today.
we are in. I was late on my meds. We are in the asylum, and we fought. We didn't really fight anything, actually. We kind of like
Congratulations on killing Piper.
that. Shut up! I'm recapping. We're in the asylum, and we wandered around a little bit at night. I think we elected to leave and come back in the day, but we haven't left yet. No.
We thought about it, but
Oh,
then
that
we
was
decided to
before
stay.
we deliberated on it, and then we decided to just go because there's like very obvious bullshittery going on where they're trying to like peel back the door or whatever, the spirit door.
Spirit portal. Yeah, the little seals that we're finding and just rebooting, charging up. I don't know. One of Rivera's old friends is a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, she pranked your ass big hard.
Yeah, you've gone into 2 rooms. The first was the seal that was done by the metal user from the old team. Has been repaired, and then you were in the one that was from the fire user who decided she was going to prank everybody and slam the door shut as soon as Ollie and Rivera were inside, and then like heat the door so that people couldn't really touch it to try and get out.
Instantly blame Ollie.
However, that fire seal has been finished. I'll adjust this just a little bit. And as it has been finished, the room kind of cools a little bit. The other presence of fire, the other heat source, fades and disappears. And that's where you guys left off. The door is now
Nice.
unsealed.
And we were going to the next one, which is we have to like go down, over, and up, or
There's 2 others that you know of. There were 5 girls that were in this hospital. The other
Gotcha.
2 locations that you know of, one is on the bottom floor again, in the other wing, and then the other one is on the top floor on the other wing, so on the same floor you're on. You can see the other X. However, the stairs on that side are broken, so you can't easily go between the second and first floor on that side. You can only really go up and down the stairs on the side that you're on.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll do the fucking. I vote we walk over to the next room from up here.
We have to backtrack and go downstairs again anyway. So why don't we just go downstairs and then go from like bottom to top? Because there's a second one downstairs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I say we go back downstairs, find it, and then go back upstairs and do this one because fucking little bony fingered bitch is up here somewhere.
Yeah, you did encounter some bigger entity of some sort up here, but you also encountered a lot of skittering and little legs and things downstairs.
Yeah. I say we do the little skittering things first.
It's part of the
take
reason
care
why
of the
Joe
other
probably
two.
doesn't want to go back downstairs.
We have
I
glow sticks. Lana has glow sticks. It's fine.
Ollie had I don't remember if I told you all, but I think Ollie had given up any pretense of not using his guitar and using as little flame as possible, and is now using his guitar and fire.
Light the way.
Yeah, so he'll just hold his guitar up and see, can he make it into like a torch?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Here's let there be light. So yeah, I say we go bottom, go back, double back, do the second one on the bottom, and then do this middle floor, and then venture into the third floor.
Shrug, nod. All right, let's go bash some heads in.
I guess we're
Okay.
following that plan because I've not heard 3 other voices at all.
Yeah, I'm waiting for other people's opinions. If Cody, Piper, or Iris have an opinion, I'd like to hear it.
I'm fine either way.
No
Like
opinion.
we're also
No.
already on the second floor.
That's
So.
true.
Either way, whichever way we go, we're gonna have to do some backtracking.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you guys want to clear this floor first?
I, as Ollie, would defer to Lana. My vote was to clear the top floor, but Ollie is impartial either way. But it doesn't really matter to me. We can clear the bottom floor.
I kind of want to clear the bottom floor because I feel that like Lana would want to secure the exit and make sure that if we're coming
Fair.
back hot, if things are chasing us, we don't have to deal with something down here.
That's a good point.
Fair point.
Yeah, like that's Lana's thinking of like, okay, let's just finish up this area so that this is all like area unlocked in video game, you know?
Bomb secure.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going downstairs.
Okay.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Forever hold your pee.
Alright. So you all file back down the stairs and head back down into the lower wing. And the skittering had quieted a bit. There wasn't quite as much pushing or really any pushing at all on the door by the time you all had shifted your attention upstairs. And as you come back down the stairs again, the door out into the hall doesn't seem to have any resistance behind it, any noises or anything immediately beyond it, other than the just echoing noises that you hear throughout the asylum. As you all kind of slowly push the door and open it into the hallway proper and look down where there is still a glow stick that has been tossed, you don't see any of the creatures around. However, I do want everybody to roll a mystical for me.
Misty Shawl. I think that's the other stat that I wanted to boost eventually. Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey!
Suck squad, let's go.
Oof,
I'm just amused that
the noob.
Iris's rolls are reflecting her
Oh no.
imbalance right now.
Oh
I hate it so much.
It's spoken into existence, and it is.
no. Oh no.
Just you wait, Z. It's gonna get twice when things fix themselves. It's gonna be twice as good luck. That's how it balances out.
Yeah.
Roz is gonna be a phoenix from the ashes. I swear.
Let's fucking go. I love the confidence.
Man, I hate that this map suddenly it's crusted on one floor but not the other.
It looks the same on both of mine.
Zoom in or zoom out.
Yeah, I don't see what you're.
It's a personal problem, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
It sounds
yeah, what
like
the
a
fuck?
you problem.
Why did it do that? What the shit, roll 20?
Have you tried asking it nicely?
I will not after this.
That's your problem.
I have gone back and fought with these maps enough times that I know that none of them should be crusty.
Roll 20, man, just trying to pull a prank on me.
So as you all
Anyway.
file out into the hallway, Maritza, I believe it was Maritza last time that saw the shit on the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
You're looking out, both guided by the glow stick down the hall, and I'm assuming Ollie is taking point if he's got a torch.
If there's enough room, yeah.
As you're kind of following behind Ollie and just trying to keep an eye out, so you're passing by the doors to the lab areas to your left where there's treatment rooms. You kind of look inside, and there's just a faint tug on your magic. You're starting to get more and more accustomed to. And you just kind of slow a half step and take a little bit of a longer look. And in much the same way as you saw the kind of shadowed silhouette of a figure on the ceiling in the wing that you entered before it disappeared, you see kind of these shadowed forms of what look to be people moving around the room. But the moment you stare for just a second too long, they all kind of freeze and almost glitch and fade away. However, you do have the distinct impression that it wasn't that you just reached the end of a recording. It's that somebody noticed you watching. And you kind of blink and rub your eye, and you don't see anything in the room anymore. It looks the same as it did in the daylight. Rivera and Lana, you don't see anything, but you both also get this like little tug on your magic. And get almost the distinct impression of being around other people. Like there's more people there than just the five of you. Like you're walking in a crowded hallway. And as you all go down the hall and into the main area again, you hear the skittering a little bit louder, a little bit more presence, and you can tell the shadows beyond the glow sticks in the main room are moving.
I don't think those are supposed to do that.
You also all hear something larger than the wing across the way.
Larger than a glow stick?
You hear something larger than the skittering of what you assume to be combination
Something
of the skittering books in the scorpions that you saw.
How much larger?
Cat size, right?
Ooh, much larger than cat size.
Okay, so like we're talking like corgi, like a really big corgi.
Yeah, a thick corgi.
Yeah,
That's what you want to
Corgi,
believe.
if you will. That is what I would like to believe.
Yeah, same actually. If that's an option, I'd like to believe that. Where is it, like
Coming-
in this direction?
so, like,
in
you
this
all are,
wing,
like,
or is it
here.
above?
You all are like here, and you're hearing it from over here somewhere. You're not exactly sure where, whether it's in the wing itself, whether it's in like the kitchen rooms.
But it's on this floor, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Lana's gonna pull out her sword.
We're already powered up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Ollie's gonna start walking towards it.
All right. Probably like, look back to the group, just like, okay, probably gonna meet trouble, so be prepared.
We're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I saw Z's ping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fucking sheet is in the way. There we go. Is there a fire symbol? I want a little flamey. That's mine. That's my flamey.
Okay, have fun with your flamey. Look, I have lightning.
Hey!
Hey. Yeah, but Lana will turn to the group. Maritza, Rivera, Roz are like, okay, well, there's probably something really big up ahead, so we're probably gonna get into trouble. Probably gonna have to fight something. You guys ready?
Ollie rolls his neck, and you hear the like crack pop of his neck bone, and it's just, oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
As ready as we're gonna be.
Alright, okay. Maritza, Rivera, you guys good?
Sure.
3, 2, 1, going.
Let's go. Just probably don't barge in. I say we just do as we do normally. Just be prepared for something to
So
attack
barge
us.
in.
Don't just barge in.
Ollie would like to barge in.
We still
barge
don't want to
away.
damage the place.
So as you kind of push these heavy metal doors open to enter into the next hallway, I want everybody to roll an emotional for me.
Ah, shit.
Emotion, cool. Let's.
Maritza's
uh,
cracked.
Yeah, that
I
is.
mean,
Maritza's
Emotional and
absolutely-
mystical are her top stats, so I would hope that she does well. But damn, team.
Damn!
Hey,
Rita just
Can
looks
you-
around like, what is going on?
Holy shit, I want to screenshot this.
Oh, Maritza. You're both in for a good time and a bad time.
It was the best of times.
It was the worst of times.
So as Ollie pushes this door open and it swings into this hallway, all of you kind of are variously behind him looking down the hallway expecting to see something. And all of you see, for a moment, a shifting figure that first looks like a silhouetted human. And then it starts to rise and get taller and taller and taller. And just as you've watched it long enough to process that, we'll get back to you in a second, Maritza. The rest of you feel your vision start to swim ever so slightly as you hear the laugh of a woman. And suddenly all of you are seeing a very different asylum around you. It looks almost new. You see the damaged in kind of graffitied walls, pristine, painted whites and creams and ivories. See the cracked, kind of dirty tile, completely whole, freshly grouted, scrubbed to a shine. The door that you're holding open, Ollie, that was kind of off its hinges and rusted just a little bit and hard to maneuver, is now smooth, polished metal. And the hinges no longer groan and creak as you're trying to move the door. And around you, you see doctors and nurses in early 1900s garb, moving. You don't immediately see any patients. However, Rivera, as you're kind of looking around, you notice the dark-haired woman that you saw in... I'll double check this name real fast. In Ethel's room. For a brief moment talking to Ethel. In a nurse dress, carrying a covered basket of some sort and disappearing into the wing beyond, towards the rooms proper. And none of the doctors and nurses seem to notice any of you. In fact, as you're kind of looking around, none of them walk through you, but it's almost like they naturally move around you.
Do they look... So, I missed it. Do they look corporeal? They're not ghosty?
They're not ghosty.
Okay. Well...
I have a question to you.
Yes.
Can we see everyone here? Is Maritza with us?
I'm gonna say that you guys can't really see each other. You can vaguely sense each other.
Okay.
It's like you can sense each other's magic and the like kind of vibes that everybody gives off. But you cannot see them.
Can we see ourselves?
Yes, you can see yourselves.
Do we still look like ourselves?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. That was the other thing that I was concerned about. But if Ollie still sees himself and looks like himself, then this is obviously that fucking long-fingered motherfucker who was trying to prank us before. And so Ollie just, like, starts looking around at the ceiling and in the corners of the it's like at the middle of the ceiling, in the corners of the ceiling, around, trying to find where that fucking spooky ass hypnotizy mind fucky creature woman went.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything in particular?
Roz will try and feel around for where her teammates are to, like, physically touch them to make a daisy chain kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually.
So Lana's gonna try and do that too?
Mm-hmm.
Rivera, are you trying to do anything in particular?
I will do the same.
Okay. So we'll come to the results of that in a moment. Maritza. As you watch this silhouetted figure down the hall slowly rise up, you can feel a shift around you of some sort of magic. Something you've not felt before. Out of the corner of your eyes, you can see all of your friends' eyes start to glow. And coming down the hall very slowly, if you open the monsters tab, let's see if I can get this to just show to you for a moment. To Cody. Save changes. So there should be a new thing that popped up.
Oh no. And it's coming down this hallway?
Yeah. So first you see the figure start to move, and then you notice the legs. And see that she's not walking on her own feet. And you just hear that faint little laugh again. And
guys?
As soon as you, start talking, she stops moving. And her gaze, who is on Ollie because he is the person in front, shifts to Maritza.
Oh, you
And her
fucking...
head just tilts ever so slightly. Hair dangling down. And there's a curiosity in her expression.
So she stopped moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she halfway in the hallway?
Here.
Okay, right there. Well, first, Maritza's gonna push herself in front of Ollie. I don't know if I need to necessarily, but I was thinking of doing the protect action. But so their eyes are glowing and they're just like zombified right now.
Yeah, they're all kind of frozen.
Is there... Hang on, I need to open the cheat sheet again.
And if you don't see exactly what you're wanting in the actions, you can tell me and we can work what you need.
Is there a way to, touch their hearts, but not a villain? Is there a way to, wake them up somehow? Magically?
Hit me.
I mean, that's what I thought about doing.
Fucking hit me. Do it.
If you want to try and use your magic to counteract, you can try and roll a mystical. It is a little harder to do because you're still new, trying to figure out exactly what you're doing. You can try to hit Ollie if you really want to. You're not fully sure if that's going to work either. You're not sure what's going to work. But
I'll
this
try magic.
figure is also fully stopped and is just watching you at the moment.
Okay, I want to keep one eye on it and try to blast Ollie with some magic.
Okay. So, let me do this for my sanity. So you kind of blindly reach out behind you to touch Ollie's arm, the one that is on the door. And Ollie, as you're kind of looking around this asylum, you felt somebody brush past you as Maritza had moved in front of you, and then you feel the very distinct hand on your arm, and then magic coursing through you. And that is enough. What I'm going to do, since that was a partial success of Ollie, you can either roll an emotional or a mystical.
That one.
trying to either overcome the vision by sheer willpower with emotional, or with trying to use your magic to kind of connect with Maritza's with mystical.
I'm gonna try to connect with that magic, and then, like, this. If he had electricity, it would be like electricity running through a wire, is how I imagine it. But it is just flames. So we're going with actually it's a 4. So
Oof.
You gotta save the flavor for after you roll.
So you can feel that Ollie knows you're there. Responds to your magic in some way, starts shifting. You can see him kind of blink a little bit, but his eyes are still glowing. And the figure in front of you, her eyes narrow slightly. And you just hear, "You're a strong one, aren't you?"
wait, I hear that or Maritza hears that?
Maritza hears that.
Okay.
What have you done to them?
I'm just showing them something. Don't you want to see?
No, bring them back or else.
And her head turns the other direction. Hair spilling over, kind of this almost inky, wet way. But you should want to see this. And she kind of lifts a hand in your direction, almost in this, like, imploring open palm. Don't you want to see? Don't you want to experience this gesture?
Okay, fuck it. She's getting the whip.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, we'll circle back around to that in a moment and go back. The girls, you slowly, one by one, start to connect in and make a daisy chain of people. Until finally, Lana, you have Roz with one arm and you're just like blindly swinging your other hand out and you connect to the back of Ollie's collar, and you, Ollie, you've gone from feeling the magic in like the hand in front of you to just like half choke it as Lana finds purchase and clings.
Gotcha.
Ollie is like swinging. He felt the magic, and then he like is slowly getting more and more frustrated with this vision shit. So he's like, "Get the fuck out of here, so I can beat you over the club."
Oh, guys, I found him!
And the vision around you, the doctors and the nurses, again, they don't seem to be paying attention to you. They seem to be going about their everyday business. And there's a moment or two where it's like, okay, what am I supposed to be seeing? And then you hear a commotion of some sort upstairs. Loud enough to ring out over the voices and sounds of movement of the people around you, of the everyday life of this asylum. And you can see all of the nurses and a couple of the doctors, them all kind of look towards the ceiling. Few in concern, a few in annoyance. And all 4 of you feel this sudden kind of blooming of magic. Magic that's not too different from your own.
Can we pinpoint where?
Upstairs.
Can I latch onto it and just start fucking swinging?
It is upstairs. It's not near you.
Oh, fair
Okay.
enough.
Field trip?
As
Wait,
long
can we
as
hear
we're
each other?
Yeah.
Z?
Alright, you guys want to turn around and start
hello?
heading upstairs?
Are we can we see each other and like interact now, or is it still vision time?
It's still vision time. Like, you couldn't even hear each other, but you can feel each other holding on.
Okay. Well, Alana's gonna start moving. Fucking vision time. Only way to get out of this is to see whatever the fuck we gotta see.
So you guys
Yep. Yeah.
turn, feel Lana shift, and start pushing Roz and Rivera back the other direction. And Ollie, you just, even though you still feel the hand of Maritza on your arm, you just feel your collar starting to get tugged in the opposite direction.
She would have transitioned to his elbow. She's not gonna drag him by his fucking collar. She found him by the collar. She's not gonna hold him by the collar.
Ollie is swinging in the he. You know what? He will let himself be pulled.
Are their
Well, not
physical
before.
bodies moving?
Yes, their physical bodies are starting to move.
Oh, fuck.
So, can I have Ollie swing at one of the people he assumes are illusory?
Is it one of the, like, doctors, nurses?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You swing, and your guitar goes through them. However, you do see them, the nurse that you hit, kind of sidestep. Like she's been pushed. And kind of rub her arm. And look in your direction, almost looking at you, but you know she's not seeing you. In just confusion.
That Ollie is going to continue screaming into the void as he is slowly. He doesn't drag backwards smoothly. It's like he stops and there's a yank, and then he continues, takes a step or two, and then stops, and then just like, "Fuck you, you fucking scared shitless piece of shit spider!" Like,
It's a good thing
Finger
we're in an asylum.
thing. At night.
Yeah, is all these shouting like actually happening in his real body?
Yeah. So you hear Ollie just losing his shit. At
Okay,
seemingly
Marisa
nothing.
So Marisa can hear us, but we can't hear each other.
Yes.
Okay. Just hear mutterings of just like, yeah, you know, visions are so fun. We just gotta, see the stuff. It's not like we have shit to do. Like be in an asylum around monsters, right? Who would want to do that?
As the four others start to kind of slowly move away from you, Maritza, that figure starts moving to follow.
So again, moving towards us.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I have no other option. I'm just gonna try to restrain her.
Okay. So, let me see here. Your whip. Where does it come from? Does it come from your magical
Desire.
desire? Okay. this really fast. Memphis Whip for clash actions. Okay. So, as soon as she moves close enough, you can try to attack with clash. It'll be a physical roll for you.
Okay. Damn.
So as you summon this whip and immediately instinctively lash out with it, there's just a long enough pause between summoning the whip and the actual action of trying to strike with it that this figure immediately skitters up the wall and onto the ceiling
Oh.
and continues
I hate it.
to move and to follow, with her body just kind of hanging. And her arms, like her legs, are tucked a little bit closer to herself, and she again reaches out towards you, and you can feel magic trying to wind itself around you. And she just, again, with this very kind of quiet voice and curious and amused expression. Don't you want to be with your friends?
No. I just met these people.
So they're not your friends. That's very sad. And I'm going to roll this. Let's see here.
Don't love that.
There it is. Ooh. And she, as this magic twists around you, she makes that statement of, it's very sad that these aren't your friends. You can almost hear that word echoing in your mind. And suddenly you start to feel distinctly uncomfortable as just thoughts and images begin to race through your mind. Now, these people you just met, they're dragging you into shit you're not prepared for. They don't seem to care. They don't care about you doing all of this. They don't care that they dragged you into a haunted asylum with whatever the fuck this person is. And you are going to suffer from the isolated condition. Which will be a -1 on all your emotional rolls. I want you to roll a mystical for me very quickly. Okay. So you're still feeling that magic around you as she starts to get a little bit closer. Now, maybe 10 feet away from you. And she reaches out an arm towards you. Hi. These aren't your friends, and I can take you to your friends if you want. You can be protected.
I just feel like talking to this thing is not going to get me anywhere. Can I try to entangle again?
Yeah, you can roll physical again.
All right. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Okay. So that does actually hit.
Hey, make it mad. Let's go.
What is your physical rating?
0. It does no damage, just restrains.
So you lash out at this figure and describe what your whip looks like to me.
It's just like a pinkish red whip made of like light. I'm trying to think, like that one Gundam from Gundam X that has a whip. It's like that.
Okay.
Hey, Rhino Gundam.
So you lash out and you see the light of your whip immediately latch around the arm that is being stretched out towards you. And you find purchase with this thing. You can feel immediately as she tries to yank her arm back and away. But your whip is latched on. The rest of you can roll an emotional for me very quickly.
Yeah. 4, 4, 5, 5. No,
Wait, my
No,
headphones
I
cut
got
out.
4,
What are we
4.
rolling?
Emotional.
Emotional, all of us?
Yes,
Okay.
everybody except for Maritza.
Why do I have a -1? Oh, I'm still fucking plant monster from like 10 sessions ago.
Hey.
Come on,
So,
Rivera.
Let's go. The power of friendship.
as Maritza's whip latches onto this figure, Lana and Rivera, this world around you kind of starts to swim. Like you're looking through a haze at it. And Lana, it's this almost kind of dizzyingly confusing layering where you can see the tables as they were in this time period, but you can also see the remnants of the tables and chairs as they are in the present day through them. You can see where there's bits and pieces of construction equipment and broken tile and everything kind of stacked. And you can feel the magic that has latched onto you. Just can't quite shake it yet. Rivera, this magic around you fades slightly, and you can see the ghosts of this vision, but the real present world is much more forward in your mind and in your sight. And as you look back over your shoulder, you can see the chain, Raz and Lana and Ollie. And you can see Maritza a couple steps past Ollie, a light whip in hand. And if you open your monster tab, you will also be able to see this pop up for you in a second. Clinging to the roof, arm outstretched to Maritza. Or at least looks like it was, until now she is pulling, trying to get her arm back.
Can I take the protect somebody action?
If you're trying to do that, depending on who you're trying to do that for.
From Maritza?
You have to move to her to help protect her. which means you also have to let go of Roz.
And are you still in vision swimmy mode?
It's much
I assume you are.
clearer to Rivera than it is to Lana.
Yeah, I'll let go of Roz.
Okay. So, you let go of Roz and go rushing past the others. Roz, you feel Rivera just kind of pull her hand away from you really quick and move. And you don't know where she went. Lana, you can just kind of see the ghost of kind of blue hair move past you. As you're kind of still trapped in this in-between of the visions. And you make it to Maritza. You're just taking the protect someone.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be the persona roll for you.
I can use physical instead of persona.
Okay.
Hey, so I get 2 holds. Nice. Wait, hang on. This one, oh, yeah, and I gain a +1 to all protects I was roll. So I actually got a 12 for that. On the tier, the next tier.
Okay. So, as you're standing there, this creature is not happy. Not much is clear. And Maritza, you see her face having gone from this kind of curious and amused to frustrated. However, she doesn't seem to be attacking at the moment. She seems just to be trying to get out of this hold that the whip has on her. And Rivera, do you look at her a little closer now? She looks like that nurse, which you've now seen twice.
You're fired.
Next level.
Next season on Grey's Anatomy.
That's the only thing I could come up with. That's what I got. Or something Hippocratico. Something.
Oh, man, what's that thing the doctors can't...
First, do no harm.
Restraining. Okay, let me look at this for a second. Go grab the term. Okay. So, this figure just hears that from you. Her head kind of tilts again. And there's this little curl of her lip. You're not quite sure if it's annoyance or disgust. And finding that she is not being able to pull free from the whip, she wraps her arm in it again and goes rushing across the ceiling above your friends into the main room. And I will need a physical roll from Maritza.
Oh no.
Okay. So, you can choose to either hold on and end up busting your ass, or let go and not end up being knocked prone. You take no damage because of the protect.
She can knock me prone, but I'm not letting go.
Right. So she goes rushing into this main atrium area and moves above all the rest of you. And Lana, there's just enough that you're seeing in this double vision of yours that you see a shadow above you for a moment that you know is not there. And it's gone out of what you can kind of see. And Maritza, you are dragged a good 4 or 5 feet back into the room past your friends as she moves into the center of this room. And with her moving into the center of this room, the skittering at the edges of the light intensifies. And you start seeing the skittering books and scorpions start to brave the light a little bit and test the edges of the glow stick, crawling above bits and pieces of construction material and broken tables and chairs all around you. As she just yanks at this whip again, trying to get you to let her go. You hear much more unhinged in her words and in her tone. Just trying to show all of you.
Bring them back!
Rivera's gonna rub her hands together as if preparing something. She's like, this might work, and I'm just gonna slap with that magically charged slap.
Slap Ollie, okay?
Okay,
Roll me
I
a
didn't say
physical.
Ollie in particular, but that works.
Well, you said you were gonna slap, and he's the closest one.
Nice.
Rivera just like
I
puts
hope
on
it
her
works.
hand, rubs them
Totally not
together,
revenge
goes
at
to
all.
Ollie, and it just
No, it's not revenge. They made up for that.
Yeah, it's not revenge at all.
No, not at all.
So,
A light slap.
Ollie, you were getting tugged along for a minute, and then everything stopped. This conga line that you were at the tail end of stopped. And you could feel magic moving around you, so you know that there was something you couldn't quite see. And all of a sudden, you just feel the full-powered slap across your cheek. And immediately the world starts swimming, and you're in a similar situation to Lana, where you can now see that Rivera stands in front of you, like, slightly glowing palm. And you can see the double-layered world around you.
Blink for a second. Bitch! How could you
that
hit me,
actually
fool?
that actually worked.
I like to imagine the double vision people have like one glowing eye, one normal eye.
Goes over the rods, spits on her hands, rubs them together, glows with magic.
on, maybe a better way.
Essentially, for the rest of you, like for Rivera and Maritza seeing the other three, it's one of those things where they're blinking a lot, trying to like focus naturally. And every 2 or 3 blinks, their eyes are glowing, and then another blink or two, and they go back to normal. And it's just this swapping, or you can see the magic, whatever hold it has on them, is crumbling or struggling to hold on at the very least. But they're not quite fully free either.
Is there anything we could do to free ourselves from it?
Well, I'll let Rivera finish slapping Roz. I'll need another roll.
Holy shit!
Hey.
3 consecutive
Yes.
11s.
She's
Fuck.
got some pent-up stress, huh?
And so,
Oh, Roz.
Roz, you suddenly feel the return of Rivera's presence somewhere near you, and then just a smack across the cheek. Your head kind of whipped to the side. Oh, your vision's swimming.
back. Smack.
Yeah, she's just like kind of feeling around, trying to find where Rivera went, and just suddenly flap. It's like,
I think she found me. Jesus Christ. Has Raj joined the double vision squad?
Yes, she has joined the double vision squad.
Confused, disorienting as fuck. Double vision.
And I guess all of you at this point would see the shadow of this figure that I can now show to everybody.
I don't want to see it.
With that said, slapping of Raw is complete. I'm gonna chase after Maritza.
Up on the ceiling.
Maritza, come back.
I've done my field medic duties. I gotta go help out now.
Is it not popping up? Because it doesn't look like it's popping up to me.
It did.
Yep.
Okay.
Not for me.
Oh.
Is it that fucking... I didn't get a thing popped up, but I assume it's that blue-ass hag thing.
No, it's like a green prey.
Ah!
Oh!
oh,
There it
cute.
is.
What the fuck
fuck
are
did
you
you just say?
smoking?
I think it's cute.
What?
It is kind
You
of cute.
are wrong.
In a creepy way, but
No.
I think it's cute.
What does that
No.
even mean?
You know,
Stop
like
it. Get some help.
Shh.
it's like dark face shit, you know?
But we can see it.
You can see kind of you can see the outline of it fairly clearly on the ceiling. You only every so often are you getting a full flash of it illuminated by the glowing lights of the glow sticking of your guitar. And so the only people that can see it fully and properly are Maritza and Rivera, but the other 3 of you can at least get a pretty good idea of where it is, even if you can't see it fully at all the time at the moment.
That's fine. Ollie's going to chase it.
On the ceiling.
Like, he's gonna get right up underneath wherever it is with his guitar and try to, like, throw his guitar at it.
Okay. So, Maritza has been dragged into this room, holding on to for dear life with her whip. And Rivera, you have finished slapping to semi-consciousness your friends and chased after her. Hot on your heels is Ollie, just mad raging with battle guitar. And Lana, you just feel Ollie like shake off your hand to go running after them. And you see his kind of the fire of his guitar more so than him go rushing past. And as you all start to chase after this figure, you hear almost a chittering noise from her as she pulls her arm as close and as tight to her chest as she can and yanks again with her other hand. And Maritza, roll me a physical. I'll just contest it with this. Okay, that's a tie, and I don't know how to work that in the system, so roll one more time.
Okay.
That's how you rework it.
Okay, she rolled a total of an 8. So, she yanks again and manages to just barely pull the whip out of your hands, and it immediately dissipates as it leaves your hand. And she curls tight into herself, and you see the legs behind her kind of splay out, so she is closer and higher to the ceiling. And as this chittering kind of comes from her, you can see her slightly shaking ever so, just a little bit. Her dress kind of swaying underneath her, her hair moving. And almost in response, the books and the scorpions around you start to make the same chittering noise and begin to encircle you, but not move in. And see her lips kind of curl a little bit. I was trying to be nice. Doing it where nobody got hurt. Nobody had to fight. And you decide to attack me.
Lady, you have spider legs.
Ollie,
Argument 1.
Ollie, gripping his guitar, is just yeah, I have no way, showing us without just fucking throwing us into a fucking dream world some shit. He's just grinding his hands with his guitar. Now come down here so I can fucking crush you underneath my guitar.
You know, when people want to be nice, they talk about things rather than just doing, so...
And to be fair, I did ask you to return them before I attacked you.
It's true, she did.
Okay, they're right, but what did you want to show us? Why do you want to show us something?
And
Who are
she
you?
kind of, her eyes drift to each of you as you speak, still staying close and tucked up towards the ceiling. And as you ask that question, Lana, and her eyes land on you, she just slowly shakes her head. Lizzie asked me. Waited all this time.
Who the fucking shit is Lizzie?
That's who I used to look like. That blonde.
Wait, who are you?
Her head kind of tilts a different direction now. And she seems to actually be considering the question. And then there's a little shake of her head. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Okay, that's fair. What did you want to show us?
Okay, Roz, you're focusing on the vision?
Yep.
So as you kind of refocus on this vision, and the double vision kind of starts fading, and you're back into closer to. Yes, Iris?
Before that, I will pat Lana's hand to tell her I'm doing something
Lana
without interrupting.
appreciates and grabs hand for tether. Just in case, because can't fucking trust this shit.
But obviously she has something to show us, so.
Yeah. We go investigate, we make sure she has no funny business.
As your vision starts to shift back fully towards the old asylum, you still feel something pulling you to the second floor. And as you feel that pull, you very faintly hear raised female voices seeming to come from either wing. And you can't quite make it out over the noise that is going on, but there's a rhythm to the voices that are the same.
Chanting.
And
Roz will kind of whisper that aloud and start heading towards wherever this thing is. Wherever this chanting is coming from. Where I'm assuming it's chanting.
well, essentially you hear chanting from both wings.
Oh, both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go to the closest one then, because it's, team here. Trusting team.
Left or right? I don't know what you're judging as closest.
I'm gonna go this way.
Okay. So, Roz starts to scoot around you, Lana, heading towards the wing. I'd say that since you guys chased after her over here. And as Roz starts to move, this figure's eyes lock onto her, and you just hear a little breathy laugh. And she just nods. She'll see. She'll know.
Roz will squeeze Lana's hand really tight and then let go to keep going.
Did you say Leto?
Let go.
Go.
Wait, my headphones cut out. What's happening with Roz?
She's going to squeeze Lana's hand really tight as a reassurance and then let go to start going this way, essentially. To see what is this vision we're supposed to be seeing.
Going alone in the spooky asylum?
Ollie just shaking his head in confusion. Has everyone gone stone fucking bonkers?
It was one of Rivera's friends, so.
Was
Yeah.
it?
We don't know. I don't.
To be fair, you no longer hear them now that you're back into the vision, Roz.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that was the last bit that I heard. So, yeah, that's like
Yeah.
okay. Well, it's important. It's important.
Let me hold on a second.
Why
Let
the
me flip
fuck
a
are we
coin.
talking to this fucking waving at it?
As you
Okay.
Ugly ass spider thing.
wave your guitar a little too close, you just get this like hiss. It skitters a little bit further away from you.
That gives Ollie a very strong feeling of superiority against this thing.
Yeah, Lana's going with Roz. She's walking off on her own into the darkness. It's like, no, buddy system. Looking at Roz, let's go, and starts walking. And Lana just like looks at the group, looks at Roz, looks at the dark ass hallway she's going down. I assume it's a dark ass hallway.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm gonna stick with her to make sure there's no monster at the end that's luring her there. You guys, you got this. Don't do anything stupid. I'll be right back.
Who the fuck's doing it? Fucking Ollie watching everyone leave, just like, fucking what is happening? What's happening to
Grab
everyone's fucking head?
As Roz starts to walk, Lana, you see as she hits, like, comes close to where the next wing is, or towards the rooms, the door actually swings open before she even gets there.
I hate this.
And she's able to pass without any issues, and Roz, looks like you're just scooting past a couple of nurses as they open the door, seeming to rush off to go get something or do something. You're not quite sure. Neither one of them looked particularly happy, and they were both in quite a hurry. But you continue towards the chanting, and you end up about here. And as Roz and Lana disappeared down the hallway, there's just a moment where this figure watches them and then looks at all of you and then watches them, and then she starts trying to move around all of you to head towards the door.
What?
No.
No! Ollie would run over with Marisa. He's gonna point his guitar like it's a fucking... like it's a lightsaber.
You just get this, like, a noise that you're fairly certain is like a cross between like a huff and a sigh and a groan all mixed into one. Just, I need to show them. Show her she's the only one that actually cares.
I don't have a quip for this. Ollie's just like, no! Points his guitar at it. Fuck off, fucking weirdo, fucking
Would
creep
this-
ass spider bitch.
Would this be a possible time to glimpse the truth to figure out if she's like being genuine, like
You can try.
like is she trying to be helpful or hurtful?
How sus is she?
Didn't she tell you that you don't have any friends and inflicted a condition on you?
Yeah, she did.
You can try.
She
This
might
will
not.
be a mental.
Mhm.
Okay, my mental's horrible, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a 6 or less, I do get to ask what they desire. So, like, what does this bitch desire?
To show us the vision. Were you not listening? I'm just kidding. Sorry. See.
I mean, not too far off.
Yeah, but like besides that,
She seems to be genuinely invested in trying to show all of you something. She's not been openly hostile.
Maybe we let it happen?
Then, okay, then Ollie's gonna look up and just look back at Maritza, and look up at this thing and be like, fuck are you anyways? Are you some kind of fucked up token eidolon or some shit?
And there's confusion for a moment. And she looks at you, Ollie, and then she looks towards Rivera. And see her kind of sag a little bit, lowering a foot or two from the ceiling. Eidolon. No. No. Don't think so.
Fuck you mean you don't fucking think so? Then what the fuck are you?
And she kind of gestures vaguely away from her. She's almost like she's trying to explain something or say something, but she's not being able to figure out the words that she's looking for. And there's a growing frustration at not knowing how to explain this. And you can feel that frustration building up. And the three of you that are still in that room can roll me a mystical.
Nope. 6.
4.
Rivera, is you're kind of watching this woman try to process what she's needing to say or wanting to say. And you see and feel the frustration building in her. You feel the weight of magic pouring out of her. And it's... You realize not too far off from that same but different feeling that you got when you walked into the asylum. And not even too far off from your own magic. The magic of your friends. It's not Eidolon. It's closer to Magical Girl. But not quite there either. And it feels raw.
Are you one of those little magical pet thingies? I have no idea what we called them.
And there's a little look of confusion and then a shake of her head. Not a pet. Was a nurse. Once. Long time ago.
No shot, you a fucking nurse.
And she kind of moves a little bit closer and reaches her arms out towards you. I helped. Could help you. And
I kind of want to be like, okay, prove it.
I mean, do you?
Proof that she's a nurse? What do you
Yeah.
want her to do? Give you first
She said,
aid?
she said I could help you, and then Ollie's gonna say, if
How many
she
bullets are in the
said
human
I
body?
could help you, then Ollie's like, okay, he'll just shrug and be like, fine, fucking do it. Help me right now.
She will move almost directly over the top of both of you and reach out to touch the top of Ollie's head. Does Ollie let her?
Really, really unhappy with it, but he does.
She lowers herself and you feel her fingers are just a little longer than they should be. A little skinnier than they should be as they touch the top of your head. And you feel magic immediately course over you.
Oh.
Roll me an emotional really fast.
Fuck. Hey, I got a 6.
She starts to like look one way and the other, kind of leaning as if she's examining your profile from different sides, still touching the top of your head. And Marisa, you see that same curious look that she had before. And as her magic courses over Ollie, I also want to, just so I know how to describe it to the two of you, a mystical roll from Rivera and Maritza. Okay. Rivera, you know that there is magic happening. You're not quite sure what it is. You're still kind of processing the little bit of information that you got as she started getting frustrated. And Maritza, you start to feel very similar, that same but different. And you realize it feels almost like she's got some sort of just unbridled energy. Where for all of the damage and bombastity of you and your team and what you and your team are capable of, the magic that you release, that you're starting to come to understand as your own, come to understand as magical girl, is almost a blowtorch. It has a direction. And can be tuned, can be focused and pointed. This is like she is just dumping a bucket of magic. And just letting it go. And run rampant. And Ollie, as she is examining you and you feel this magic washing over you, you are immediately finding images of your old team coming to mind. Of moments when you discovered your magic. Moments when you were fighting Eidolon. Moments when you were just trying to figure out what you could do. And growing as individual fighters and as a team. And she's kind of leans a little lower. You feel just a little bit of weight kind of being placed on your head as she's kind of using you to prop up. Just here. You miss them, don't you?
Yeah.
Was she saying that? Was she saying that to?
She's saying that to Ollie.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
And then Ollie just blinks for a second, and his face go. He has had the typical Ollie, not sneer, snarl, like that twist in his lip where he just looks irritated all the time. And then that question is posed to him, and like he just goes blank for a second, and then there's a slight furrow of like, wait, what did it just say? And he just is in a bit of shock for like a good 10 seconds and just goes, what?
And she kind of shifts a little bit and twists, and she's not paying Maritza or Rivera any attention at this point. And you can see her kind of moving along the ceiling more towards a wall so she can get a little bit lower, a little bit closer. They're not here. Not all of them. One of them is.
Wait. What do you mean one of them's here? You mean like in this place? And he just gestures around.
In this time.
He's like wide-eyed. What do you mean? Like I can find him here?
Do you want to?
It blinks and then slowly nods.
And you just hear this little breathy laugh. And her other hand reaches out and holds your shoulder and squeezes a little bit. And you all feel as just another rush of magic comes out of her. And it's to the point now. What is your bonus to Mystical Rivera?
0.
And Maritza?
1.
Okay. Maritza, as you're watching this and you feel this magic rush out of her, you kind of look around for a second, and you realize that either the magic that she has been used so long and so much that it has suffused this asylum, or the asylum's magic has suffused her. It is in the very stone around you. And as she squeezes your shoulder, Ollie, she kind of tilts her head. And I'm gonna double check. I don't think you gave me any specific names, did you?
I actually have them on my character sheet.
Okay.
I have... Here, I'll send them to you in Discord.
'Cause I know which one I'm going for, I just don't remember the name.
You want these.
Okay. So she kind of squeezes your shoulder a little bit, and you see Larson. Their face in front of yours, them talking and laughing and fighting. And you see them very rapidly seem to age.
Oh.
Until in front of you, you get this image of an old man. But an old man that's sitting in a recliner in a house, seemingly watching TV. You see a scar on their face that you don't remember Larson having. And as you kind of watch him for a moment, there's a furrowed brow, a slight head tilt, and he starts looking as if searching for something. Not finding it. Starts to lean forward and try to get out of his chair. And this woman squeezes your shoulder again. You can find him if you want.
Just like a gulp sound, and Ollie like blinks and then looks at the thing and is genuinely considering it and asks, can I trust you're not lying to me just to keep me guard down?
Why would I do that?
Shakes his head. I don't know. Just used to it.
And she lets go of your shoulder and starts to crawl back up the walls onto the ceiling. And lifts and takes her hand away, and as soon as her hand leaves your head, the vision's gone.
Oh. Too soon.
And she looks to you, looks at Maritza and then Rivera. She kind of opens her arms slightly. I help. And then offers her hands in both of your direction. I can show you. Or you.
I'll pass.
Can't hurt. I guess. I mean, I guess it can hurt, but
She just stares at Maritza for a moment longer. And then we'll move over to Rivera. And reach her hand down towards Rivera. And will she let her touch her?
sure.
And she... Ollie, you now see exactly what she did to you. And see her hand on the top of Rivera's head. Fingers reaching little too far, spread a little too wide to be quite natural. And then you feel from the outside just that rush of magic that the other two felt. And for the shits and giggles of it, Roz and Lana roll me mysticals.
Oh shit. Where's your sheet?
Mystical, correct?
Yes. Damn, Roz. Damn.
Nope. To be fair, what did you expect of Lana? It's her dumb stat. Performing as expected.
Well, I mean,
Like
Lana did
that.
good earlier.
That was her one good roll.
Lana did good earlier, and that's it.
That's it. What do you get? What else do you want from her?
That's what I got.
You feel this magic rush over you, Rivera. Not unlike being just dunked with water. And the figure just kind of pauses for a second, and her head tilts. And there's confusion for a moment before she... Her mouth kind of twists with this surprised smile. And she lowers further from the ceiling. And you just hear this interesting. She immediately latches her other hand onto your shoulder. You feel another rush of magic. And your vision begins to swim, Rivera. Wait, not unlike Ollie's did. You see your friends that you were here to try and find more about. You remember moments. You remember meeting them. You didn't know them before. Met them in a way not unlike you met this group. Out of nowhere. In a moment of pain. And a few of them seemed to hate you for it. And then they became your friends. You remember first time you took down an eidolon with them. Creature that looked almost like a giant mutated shadowy buffalo or bison or something that is far too large for what it was supposed to be. You remember fighting it, defeating it. You remember a picnic at the school. Trying a food you've never tried before. As you sit there eating and laughing, and the sun is shining, the sky above you shifts from blue to a swirling purple and pink. As you look back down, the girls that you knew, Ethel and Elizabeth and Dorothy, are replaced by other faces, other people. In clothing you don't recognize. When you look over your shoulder in the school that you remember attending for a moment is replaced by buildings that, if you didn't know better, seem to swirl with their own energy inside every stone. And you feel another rush of magic from this figure in little prick of her long fingers into your shoulder, piercing you. And your vision swims and you're fighting, and you're in armor that glows with magic. And you turn and you see somebody that you know to be a friend. Somebody that you know to protect you. And that you have to protect in return. In their own armor that glows a magic completely separate from your own. And you look ahead and you see legions of shadow across the field. And the swirling purple and pink and black and navy with the sky above them. And in the sky is where you can see figures. Massive figures, larger than anything you've tried to comprehend. But you don't have time to look. And Ollie and Maritza, as you're watching this figure, she doesn't talk to Rivera. She seems to be studying Rivera. And Rivera's eyes glow with that, to you, Maritza, familiar light of a vision. And they seem to be almost locked in this vision together as this figure fully drops from the ceiling and stands behind Rivera, lifted up to her full height, so she's still head and shoulders above her.
Ugh.
But neither one of them are moving or talking, and you just feel wave after wave after wave of magic. And we'll shift for a moment to Lana and Roz. Hi, Hazel. Roz, as you come down this wing, the chanting that you heard and were following becomes a little bit louder, and as you exit from the doorway and stairwell area into the larger portion of the hall, you see the door at the very end of the hall closed, but glowing. The edges around the door lighting with a deep... Let me double check this one really fast. Yes. A deep green color. And the window and kind of slit where you could slide things through, pulsing with the rhythm of the words.
I'll move closer and look through the window. If I can.
Okay. As you move towards the door, you feel the very faint traces of magic there. They almost start to wind around you and very gently kind of pull you. And you very quickly realize this is another nature wielder. Somebody connected to the magic of life. And as you look through the window, you see a girl, well, maybe a few years younger than you, sitting cross-legged on a cot inside, wearing an old white hospital gown. And around her, you see swirling green magics starting to rise. Lana, as you're watching Roz approach, the further you get from that figure, the less your vision seems to be overlapping. You're seeing more and more of this asylum as it is now. But as you watch Roz approach this room at the end, you see at first what is just motion to you, slithering along the ground and the frames of the door. You realize very quickly are vines, seeming to grow in the direction of Roz. And as she stops immediately outside the door, you see a few of them start to snake around Roz's feet.
Can I get a vibe check on these vines?
You can try to roll a mystical for me.
Yeah, because I imagine that, like, Lana's holding Roz's hand. This shit's scary. You know, for Roz's own protection, of course. Lana's not scared, of course.
Of course.
She just sees these things like, oh, shit. Okay.
It happened again.
I got a 1 on a 2d6 system.
That's pretty fucking bad.
Oof.
Lana is a little too freaked out right now.
Lana is like blinking the fucking double vision. She's like, okay, things are moving. Those are vines. I can't tell. Is that molding? No, those are vines. They're going towards Roz. Is that good or bad? Just hold hand tight. Roz can handle plant magic, right? Yeah, she can. Wait, hold on. Wait, I don't think she can. You know what? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just don't let go. Are they like looping around as in trying to trap her, or are they just like saying hello and wrapping around like a cat does?
I mean, they're completely around her feet at this point, like a couple of them interlacing with like the loops of her shoelaces and shit.
Okay, just hi, can you guys stop that?
Starting to
she's like,
negotiate with plants.
she's not above negotiating with plants. It's like, hey, maybe not the shoelaces. I feel like that could get you both caught in. So maybe just stop, please.
I don't want to kill you because she's gonna be mad at me.
Exactly. I don't want to kill you because you're plants. If you were anything else, I would, but I can't because you're plants. So, so please stop. I'll go to Home Depot. I'll get you like new fertilizer. I swear. Just stop.
So, Roz, as you're watching this figure chanting on the other side of the window, you see the swirling magic slowly start to rise. It looks like it fades through the floor above. And you can't quite place it well, but you can feel magic shifting in the hospital, like it's congregating at some central point. And roll me an emotional really fast.
For somewhat success today.
As you're standing there, this girl slowly opens her eyes and stares at the door. And there seems to be, like, she's squinting and trying to focus. And you're almost sure she sees you. She hasn't stopped chanting. And instead just reaches a hand towards you. And Lana, you see the door in front of Roz swing open.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, don't close the door, don't close the door.
You want to make an action before I make mine?
Like, here's the thing, right? Lana is in this fucking double vision hell.
Well, it's starting to fade a little bit.
It's starting to phase a little bit, but she was in that for a while. And now she's seeing fucking creepy ass vines in Asylum. Yeah, plants are good and plants are friends. She already had that lecture years ago, right? Oh, this is Asylum. We don't know these plants.
We don't know these plants.
They're not. You don't know if they're friendly. You know.
Exactly.
Some neighborhood plants are actually, idle ones. So.
Yeah, some plant species are in fact invasive. Ross taught Lana that. She's like, I don't know what these fucking plants are. I don't know these plants. They could be good or bad. And they're wrapping around in her fucking shoelaces. Who does that? And now the door is opening on its own. The fucking spooky ass vibes. Lana is just going to ignore her instincts to just close the door. Or she's just holding Roz's hand. She's like, okay, if anything happens, I'm going with her. That's her plan.
Lana's seen enough horror movies. She has the correct instincts, but she cannot follow them.
Exactly. She's like, her door creepily opens up. That's when you close the door. But I can't close the door because this is magical girl stuff. It's like, well, fuck. All right, just gonna hang tight, hang on to her. If anything happens to her, I'll deal with it, I guess. But I can't do anything right now because these plants, we don't know them.
Does the chanting sound familiar at all?
Mm, roll me a mystical or a mental.
Okay.
You know that you have never heard the chanting before. You know that beyond a doubt. However, there is something vaguely familiar about it. In kind of the same way that you can, like, hear a language that you've never heard, like, you don't know any words in, you don't know how to understand it, but you can kind of place where it's from. It gives you a similar feeling. Like, okay, I know this somehow. And it's coming from that knowledge is coming from that spark of magic in you.
Well, I'm going to step in and take the girl's hand and join her in chanting.
Oh my fucking god! What kind of horror movie is this?
Just like Lana. Wow, this is really unsettling. Thank goodness I have sees Roz chanting. Oh no.
You know how I said like months ago that like Roz is going to single-handedly give Lana gray hairs early? This is what I fucking meant.
yeah. She'll sit down next to the other nature lady.
Do the vines impede her movement at all, or do they just like move with her?
They move with her.
Okay, so these are friendly plants. Okay.
So as she starts to step through the doorway into the room, you watch as these vines essentially start to move with her. However, as she moves further into the room, rather than just like trailing behind her, they seem to start to wrap more and more around her.
Maybe they're not friendly.
Moving from her shoes up her ankles to her calves. And she reaches out. Roll me an emotion.
Lana has isolated still. Yeah.
You see Raz reaching out to something and seeming to connect. And as the double vision finally starts to fade completely, you just get this last distinct image of a silhouette on the bed before you are fully back into the present. In Roz, you reach out and take this girl's hand, and her fingers curl around yours in a firm grip, not painful, but also very clearly not wanting to let go. And as you start to join in her chanting, you can feel your magic start to be pulled. First, little tiny specks of it, and then a thread, and then more until it's being pulled as if you were summoning a plant yourself. Lana, you can see the sigil on the wall start to glow. Deep, vibrant, swirling green. And as it glows, the thin, small vines that seem to be growing out of the cracks in the floors and along the walls seem to come a little bit more alive, into see a few blooms of leaves. And even as you're chanting, Roz, you can see this girl studying your face. Almost like she's trying to put together a puzzle. And you get a faint voice in the back of your mind. And it's just a simple question. What's your name?
Rosalind.
And this woman's chanting continues. There's another long pause as there seems to be a trying to divert enough magic and enough attention to speak into your mind again. When is it?
2020, right? That's what we agreed.
I think so.
2020 currently is the year.
You can tell there's an immediate discomfort at that. And a slight stutter on one word in the chant before she continues. And she pulls your hand a little closer, drags you half step forward. She with you.
Yes.
And there's a little half nod. And you can feel that the magic of whatever you're assisting this girl with is starting to swell. And it's almost starting to reach the point where the amount that's being drawn from even you is starting to become uncomfortable. And she squeezes your hand a little bit. Ask the galaxy. He's coming. And there's another slightly tighter squeeze, just enough to now kind of make you want to pull your hand back. But again, it's clear she's not trying to hurt you. She's just clinging to you.
Mm.
You'll swallow everything.
Who is he?
And there's a moment where you're not quite sure if she's just struggling to speak to you in this way, or if she's struggling with the word. And finally, you just get much fainter. The shadow of everything.
Fucking fighting Sauron or some shit. What is this?
Shut up, Joe. You're not in this scene.
Fine, but I'm not happy about it.
The shadow of everything. Do you know how to stop it? Any hints at all?
She just kind of tilts her head slightly. And she looks tired. Completely and totally exhausted. And just there's a tiny shake of the head. Another ask the galaxy. And then very suddenly, very rapid succession of things happen. You feel the magic swell in like a rubber band snapping stretch and immediately get yoinked up and away, including your own magic, enough that it literally leaves you gasping for breath like you just got socked in the stomach. And you feel that magic rush away from you, rush away from the room, congregate somewhere else, and then just explode outward through this asylum. And you can feel and hear the very building creak and groan as if it is just being blasted by huge wind around you. And Lana, you can hear this too. In fact, all of you can. With the entire building shifting. And Roz, as soon as that magic snaps away, you immediately feel the girl let go of your hand and watch as her hand twists and turns and strikes palm to your stomach. And you, with that force of the hit, while you're already kind of gasping for breath, you kind of take a half step back and stumble away. And you can feel the vines try to keep you upright, but they only serve to trip you and make you kind of fall backwards into Lana. And the last thing that you hear from her before the vision fades from you completely is a very firm, spoken out loud to you. fix your magic, you need all of the elements. And the vision fades completely. And Lana, you watch as at first Roz gasped for breath, stepped away, the building shook, and she fell into you. And you can see the sigil on the wall almost vibrate with the amount of light that comes out of it for a moment before it fades back into nothing.
I imagine like she caught Roz. Right?
I mean, yeah, if you want her to have caught Roz, she could have caught Roz.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want her to fall in these vines. I don't know if they're friends or not. Are you there? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you okay? What happened?
Just a vision.
Well, yeah, besides that, I'm talking about the gasping and the, shifting of the entire building after you, moved and a bunch of things happened.
She is trying to catch her breath again and
Yeah, just breathe, okay?
Yeah.
Just breathe.
I don't really know anything about the building moving. I think it had to do with the sigil.
Yeah, that was there, and it's kind of gone after the big thing happened. Are you sure can you walk? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Like, are you sure?
She puts a hand on Lana's shoulder and just kind of gives a smile. Yeah, I'm good. It just caught me by surprise, that's all.
Okay. Alright, let's regroup with everyone and see how they're faring with the, spider lady. I don't think we got her name. I asked her for her name, but I guess she doesn't know it either, so let's go regroup with them and hope that went well. I told them to play nice. Let's see if they did.
Let's see.
Right, okay, let's go. And, I just want you to know, uh, the plants, they seem to like you. That might make you feel better. So I thought you might want to know.
You look down and your shoes are still completely wrapped in vines.
Yeah, I tried to negotiate with them. They don't really seem to listen to me. I think they really like you. So you might want to get that situated. I didn't want to hurt them or cut them. So, I mean, I offered to get them like fertilizer from the nearest like Lowe's, but they weren't having it.
Let's see. She'll bend down and I don't know if it's gonna work, but she'll kind of pet them like a cat kind of thing to try and ease them to not be wrapped around her shoes. just kind of getting.
As you do.
Yeah,
like telling your cat you have to go to work. Please let go of leg.
Yeah. Put a little magic in there, see if I can, maybe.
Just
Hopefully.
try to give them a little magic Gucci Gucci goo.
I love you.
The bop of the
So
generation.
you kind of crouch down and reach out to the vines, and you push a little bit of magic into them. And they don't immediately respond, but you do get a little bit of a ping back from them. You realize these are old. You've dealt with some old plants before, but a lot of what you work with is plants that are actually relatively young. You know, maybe 2-3 decades at most. These plants feel 150, 200 years old. They feel ancient by comparison. And you can feel that there has been traces of magic in them before. Traces of magic used to maneuver them. To make them grow, to make them twist, to make them retreat. And ever so slowly, they seem to loosen around your feet. In almost a begrudging way. Roll me a mental really fast.
Oh, I'm great at those.
Okay. So yeah, they just let go of your feet. Leaving two distinctly shoe-shaped and sized openings. Or have grown across the floor.
She'll whisper a small thank you and step out.
So Lana and Roz are heading back, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Lana, give pat on shoulder. I'm just like, see, plants still like you.
shift back to the others for a brief moment of Rivera, as you are kind of locked in these visions with this woman. And the other two, you were watching this happen. Rivera, are you kind of leaning into the visions at all? Or are you just along for the ride? Or
I'll do what I can to help out.
okay. Roll me a d20 really fast.
Okay.
See where your luck is.
D20. Oh, I rolled it, but let's try again.
There's
There
an
we go.
18. Okay. So, since you're trying to see a little bit more, trying to pay attention and not trying to fight, with an 18, you can ask 2 questions.
About what?
About what you're seeing with these visions, about what you're trying to find out, what you're looking for.
Give me just a quick summary, just to refresh me.
You were seeing some visions of the previous group that you remember being in, the one from 1910. You remember not having known them before and having essentially met them in a very similar way that you met this group.
Can I ask how many times I've done this before?
So as you kind of pick up on that little bit of information and lean into it and try to just ride this magic that is being washed over you and just point yourself in a direction and try to remember other times this has happened to you. There's flashes of other groups waking up, being surrounded by other magical girls and magical guys. And you try very quickly to separate the faces and separate the surroundings in your mind. And you get the very distinct impression of this time is time 7 or 8.
That's a lot of times. What else should I ask? I have no idea.
Well, you got one more question.
Have
Can
I
you
done
finish
that?
the synopsis about her vision?
Yeah, you
The previous
remember
group?
waking up to them. You remember fighting with them and training with them a little bit. You remember the first time you took down an eidolon with them, of having a picnic with them, and then it shifted to eating outside with another group. And the sky was not like any sky you know. It was not blue and clouds. It was not even dusk or dawn. It was swirling pink and purple, with buildings around you that glowed with magic. And you remember that in that same group, being in magical armor and turning to face what could only be described as an army of shadow, with figures in the sky that were beyond comprehension.
So, if are you like you can ask one more question about anything in your vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea what to ask, so I am accepting suggestion.
How long have you been in the loop? Are you stuck in the loop forever? Is there another universe that you're from? Who was the original version of you?
Who was the original me? Sounds good. That's a good question. Thank you.
I will say, if you want to know who the original version of you is, you'll get a name, and I'll just say you can find your own name because I don't want to give you a name that you hate.
Okay.
You'll
Or
get a
what
name.
was I in the past? Maybe. Well, obviously it's a magical girl.
Well, which one would you prefer to answer? Because I wasn't done telling you what the other one would get you.
Yes,
But you
yes,
can only ask one.
Continue. Please continue telling me.
Okay. So you get a name, and you'll remember that as your name. It's your real name. And you can just tell me what it is when you find it.
Okay. Okay.
And you remember being a devotee or an acolyte of some sort to someone that had more names than you could list, but among them is Galaxy. And you get a very distinct impression. So you remember that name. You remember following that person. Of the woman that you've seen in visions a few times now. When you go to that kind of space between where the gate was. One that tries or has tried to guide you. So one of the, under the visions tab, the one that's labeled astral being. I will now rename to their proper name. But as you remember these things, as you're dragged kind of through these visions, just riding a tidal wave of magic and memory, you feel the magic almost stutter. And you kind of drop through the visions and they rapidly flicker before you, and Ollie and Maritza, you're watching this figure kind of locked in with Rivera, and then you feel and hear the building shake around you, and she immediately retracts away from Rivera with a angry, like, little hiss sound, and scurries up the wall to the ceiling, looks around very quickly, and immediately goes for the other hallway.
Oi, wait! Ollie's gonna chase after her. Them. Don't know what the fuck that was about.
And Rivera, you're left kind of almost stunned in a way of trying to come back from visions and from knowledge that you now have that some part of you was sure you would never know. That is locking in as one of the most concrete things that you have.
Or wait, are you saying that locked in for Rivera? Like
Yes.
learning that part of her? Okay.
Yes. I hear the spamming of fantasy name generator in the background.
So I know I didn't ask this particular question, but this is kind of important for the name. What era am I looking at for the name?
Uh,
Because that is important for naming.
era does not matter. that
So
way.
no Tiffany problem.
I
It's
am
magic.
Tiffany, priestess of Goth.
I mean, if you want to be most accurate, it would be a vague fantasy-esque name.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
okay.
D&D name generator, let's go!
That will take some time for me to figure out.
Yeah, I figured. But a fantasy-esque, not necessarily like real world, would be the most accurate.
Okay. So I was from a different world.
We're getting weird, y'all.
If we end up transitioning to another world and then we all get to like it's literally another system, a roleplay within a roleplay,
That'd be pretty cool.
mental.
I feel like y'all
We
would
didn't
kill
make-
me if I tried that.
I mean,
No,
we didn't
no,
make
we-
Goth
No,
I-
I
girls
think
in
that'd be
D&D.
fucking yeah. This
I would
it'd
do
be
that.
mental.
Girls.
True.
So Lana and Roz, as you guys are coming down the hall, heading back towards the main area, you just hear Ollie angrily fading into the distance as he starts chasing after this figure.
Becky, you fucking smart ass motherfucker.
I think I spoke too soon. Okay, we should go see that. You're good to continue and
Let's go.
right. Okay, just want to double check to make sure you're okay. Because that was freaking creepy.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I put this in here. Hold on.
What?
Oh, it's not. It's something neat maybe for Joe.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here. Yep. So if you open under the old team folder.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh. Hell yeah. That's fucking cool.
Oh.
It's it's my bandmate or one of them.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm going to say, I know we've not necessarily done a whole hell of a lot, but this is a good cutting off point for today. Because energy is a bitch right now. And I desperately
Fair.
need some Midol. But, hopefully everybody thought this was an interesting one. And you're probably one more session away from being done with the asylum.
Hey.
I take that as a challenge. We'll make it 2.